And at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm going to need for Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as each other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually. And I've considered roping my sister in it to have office purse charges. Now, this is when Caitlin Clark chimed in. Caitlin Clark said, careful, you're going to get fined. Then Sydney Coulson said, I can't get...
The WNBA is in the middle of yet another explosive scandal, and this time it's Caitlin Clark and Sydney Coulson putting the league on blast. Forget subtle hints. They are outright exposing the bias that's been eating away at the game. What started as a nail-biting fever win turned into one of the biggest referee controversies we've seen yet. And trust me, this one could blow the lid off everything the league doesn't want you to know.
Who paying you, ref? Who you betting on? And mind you, there was some problems going on with the shot clock throughout the game. But man, there is no way. Right at the end of the game, you should be on top of it. You telling me you're not paying attention to when some hands touch that ball? Come on, man. And then to reward them with the timeout, like, fam, that's crazy work. Look, Caitlin Clark, like, what is going on here? She's like, no. Look, Caitlin ready to run the floor, fam. She's like...
After Indiana's razor-thin 76-75 win over the Sparks on August 29th, fans should have been celebrating. Instead, Sydney Coulson, sidelined all season with a torn ACL, was at home watching in pure rage. Something she saw on that screen had her ready to light Twitter on fire.
There is one referee. We definitely have to check for betting slips for this guy right here. I think his name is like Agun Agazi, because it sure seemed like he did not want to let the Fever take away this win, making the last 1.9 seconds last almost 5 minutes. He was just like letting them call a reset timeout, and then he was like, no, it's a foul. But I think the worst part about that 1.9 seconds was when 0.4 seconds was left on the clock and Kelsey Mitchell was at the free throw line. She was trying to miss on purpose because that takes time off of the clock, because if she would have made it in, they would have been able to inbound and possibly do a tip in. But this guy allowed a reset timeout. When do you allow a reset timeout with 0.4 seconds?
It happened in the second quarter. Kelsey Mitchell drove to the rim when Kelsey Plum literally grabbed and yanked her mid-play. It was so obvious, even fans sitting in the nosebleeds could see it.
Oh, there's a Leah. You gave them every chance to win. If you look at this in slow motion, you can see Caitlin Clark clearly smiling in confusion, smiling in, did that really just happen? Smiling in, you slide W. And she says, she points at the other team, you gave them every chance to win. Oh, goodness gracious. Caitlin Clark, she's chomping at the bits to start talking to these referees during the game, during free throws, after the game.
And yet, shocker, the refs swallowed the whistle. No call. Nothing. Mitchell somehow finished the layup, but the damage was already done. The Fever bench lost it, and that's when everything spiraled.
That's what everybody saw in that game. Like, it didn't really matter what was going on. We all knew what was happening. We all knew what was happening there. And the game was being given. The game was absolutely being given to the Sparks. They were giving the Sparks every single chance possible to go and win that game. Even though realistically, did they deserve to win that game? Hell no. Hell no. They did not. And I mean that. They did not deserve to win that game.
Even from the sidelines, Caitlin Clark wasn't about to stay quiet. She jumped up, shouting, "Call it. Call it." Lexi Hull was so furious she stood up too, and what happened? The refs slapped her with a technical foul. Let that sink in. The player who actually committed the foul kept playing, but Hull gets punished for reacting to the no call. Make it make sense.
Yo, please tell me y'all saw Caitlin Clark, the GOAT. Y'all saw Caitlin Clark crash out on the bald head ref last night. Please tell me y'all saw this. And she had Caitlin Clark spazzed on the referee last night, and I'm not mad about it. I see a lot of the haters talking about, oh, she be doing too much with the man. Mind your business. You are not in a GOAT's place, so stay out of a GOAT's business, okay? It's that simple. The officiating was awful last night. I don't know what was going on in that Los Angeles Sparks Indiana Fever game, but the officiating was flat out.
If you're enjoying, hit that subscribe, because here's where the drama explodes. Sydney Coulson had seen enough. From her couch, she fired off a tweet that instantly went viral. At a certain point in the league's existence, I'll need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually. And I've considered roping my sister in to have her office pursue charges. That wasn't a joke. Coulson was dead serious, and fans knew it. She wasn't just venting. She was exposing a pattern. Within minutes, the internet was buzzing. Then Caitlin Clark herself decided to jump in.
But Kelsey Mitchell's whistle last night was horrific. And Kelsey drove to the basket a lot. She is the type of person that just goes through a lot of defenders, and she wasn't getting a call. This really was not her game. She was not hitting it from the three whatsoever, but everyone is entitled to having a bad game here and there, and I think she was kind of due for one because of the tear that she's been on lately. Even Sid Coulson took to Twitter to talk about it, saying, at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm gonna need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister in to have her pursue.
Clark's reply? Just 5 words dripping with sarcasm. Careful, you're going to get fined. That was a direct shot at the WNBA's habit of punishing anyone who questions their officiating. And she wasn't exaggerating. Sophie Cunningham has already become the poster child for WNBA fines, 3 separate ones, in fact. First, $500 for lip-syncing on TikTok to lyrics calling refs stupid and useless. Then, another $1,500 for speaking her mind on a podcast. And to top it off, a third fine after pointing out that Paige Buchers was getting star treatment every trip down the court.
Careful, you're going to get fined. Then Sydney Coulson said, I can't get no more fine. So Lynn Dunn stated, agree, I will help pay the fine. So that's what Lynn Dunn stated yesterday about the fines. And Caitlin Clark said, love it. Everyone listen to Lynn. So it's definitely a lot of exchange going back and forth there. That's crazy. Erica's in the mix.
Cunningham's exact words. Those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You couldn't touch her. That is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. For speaking the truth, the league hit her wallet again. Think about that message. It's basically, shut up, take the abuse, or we'll fine you into silence. If that doesn't sound like a mob boss running a protection racket, I don't know what does. Coulson knew it too, which is why she clapped back at Clark with, I can't get no more fine. Translation? She's already been punished enough for daring to tell the truth.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. I just hate the inconsistency.
When whistles are player focused, that's I think that's a huge problem. But then again, I don't know what sport that doesn't exist. But she's a rookie. She shouldn't get whistles as a rookie.
Facts.
Is that fair to say?
We know. Yes, or we know she's a good rookie and she's going to get some whistles. But to get the treatment she got last night was cool.
But here's where it gets really ugly. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark alone has absorbed 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA this season. 17%. That's not random. That's a clear pattern. And Kelsey Mitchell? Coulson wasn't exaggerating. She drives into the paint all night long and barely gets to the line. Against the Sparks, she took just 2 free throws despite constant contact. Meanwhile, other stars get treated like royalty by the whistle. The WNBA's solution? Not fixing the problem. Nope. Their move is simple: fine anyone who points it out. Protect the refs at all costs, even if it destroys the game's integrity.
More people are talking about the refs than that. More people are talking about Caitlin Clark's reaction than that. And that just sums up how bad the refereeing is that we have seen an unbelievable game. We have seen an unbelievable game. A game where you're like, okay, maybe, just maybe, the Fever have not even just maybe, the Fever put themselves in a great position. They put themselves in a great position to succeed. But now you're looking and you're like, what do people remember from this game? Caitlin Clark having to be restrained by her team.
This goes way deeper than one missed call. We're talking about systemic bias baked into the league. Even Indiana's coach, Stephanie White, has been fined for saying out loud what fans see every night. There's a double standard. And she's right. What counts as a foul on Indiana magically becomes a clean play when another team does it. And don't get me started on technicals. Caitlin Clark gets TD up for showing frustration after obvious no calls, while opponents can throw elbows and skate by untouched. 2 rule books, 1 league.
Right here, okay? It was this dude right here. And from what I've seen, the man has been a part of controversial calls all year. He's been a part of it all year, man. Oh my goodness. What was his name? Jack, what you say? Agan Abazi. Agan Abazi, man. This man is diabolical work to the WNBA. He's betting. Somebody get the shame bell. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding. Come on, man.
Now let's talk money. Sophie Cunningham makes around $90,000. Her fines already total over $2,000. That's not pocket change. That's rent money. The league is basically punishing players for daring to speak up about workplace conditions. But here's the kicker. Instead of silencing criticism, the fines are backfiring. Fans are offering to pay Coulson's fines out of their own pockets. Former execs like Lynn Dunn are siding with players over the league office. The Streisand effect is real, and the WNBA just walked right into it.
Hey, Ganabazi, how much money you got on that game? You took the Sparks to win, huh? Didn't you? You took the Sparks to win, huh? Didn't you? It's okay. It's okay. Maybe next time. Maybe next time you'll get the benefit of the doubt. The referees are bad, Bo. The referees are absolutely horrendous in this game. There's no other way to call it for what it is. The referees are abysmal. And you can't help but wonder, is there foul play going on here? Is there foul play going on? Yeah, that's just one example, but we can go game by game and just look at...
And the most powerful part? Coulson's not even playing. She's rehabbing a torn ACL and still couldn't sit by and watch her teammates get hacked to pieces. That's leadership. That's solidarity. Meanwhile, Clark's sarcastic warning, "Careful, you're going to get fined," shows how normalized this nonsense has become. Players now measure their words not against truth, but against their bank account. That's not a sport. That's censorship with a scoreboard.
Be a lawyer. Sid Coulson is someone that everyone used to call the face of the league because she gets along with everybody. So when she's taking to Twitter to complain about something, it must be bad. Because usually she's just really funny, kind of cracking jokes here and there. And although this was pretty funny, there was a tone of seriousness, like calling out the referees, because the way that the Indiana Fever has been officiated, I think she finally understands from being on the team. And I'm telling you, this team sticks together. Her whistle was so bad last night that Lexi Hull even got a tech for it. And we are talking about Lexi Hull. Has not had a tech yet this.
Step back and look at the bigger picture. The WNBA has created a two-tier system. Certain players get every call, every whistle, every ounce of protection. Others, especially those in Indiana, are treated like crash test dummies. And the league's response to being called out? Financial intimidation. Which only proves what fans already suspect. This game is rigged by bias, not just skill.
Sparks got every single call imaginable. And it was just noticeable, to the point you got Caitlin Clark running on the floor, ready to crash out on a ref in the middle of the game, to the point where it's obvious. It's obvious. It's like the fix was in. The fix was completely in. So the WNBA needs to do something about this. Kathy Engelberg, you need to get a hold of what's going on here. The officiating Kelsey Mitchell getting knocked around like a damn pinball.
So here we are. The league's brightest stars are finally saying the quiet part out loud while the WNBA tries to bury them with fines. But Clark and Coulson aren't backing down. They're exposing the league's dirty secret in real time, and fans are rallying behind them. The real question is, will the WNBA fix its biggest problem, or will they keep pretending nothing's wrong? Based on history, don't hold your breath. But one thing's for sure, thanks to players like Caitlin Clark and Sydney Coulson, the truth is out. And once it's out, there's no putting it back in the box.